Imagine a place where the horizon blurs between sea and sky, where granite sentinels guard secluded beaches and every sunrise feels like a whispered secret. Welcome to the Seychelles, an archipelago where nature reigns and time slows. In this video, we'll journey across this tropical paradise, uncover its hidden stories, meet its people, taste its flavors, and discover why it's one of the world's most magical destinations. The Seychelles is more than just a postcard fantasy. It is a nation of 115 islands scattered across the western Indian Ocean, northeast of Madagascar, off the coast of East Africa. Despite its small population and remote location, it boasts some of the richest biodiversity on Earth and a heritage shaped by explorers, pirates, and settlers. The story begins millions of years ago, geologically distinct from many tropical islands, with some granite island cores that once were part of the ancient supercontinent Gondwana. Over centuries, waves, currents, and winds sculpted these islands into the breathtaking forms we see today. But the soul of Seychelles lies not just in its landscapes, it lives in its people, their traditions, and the rhythms of island life. Mahé is the largest island and the political, cultural, and economic heartbeat of Seychelles. Its capital, Victoria, is one of the smallest national capitals in the world, yet it hums with life. Colorful Creole houses, markets full of spices and fish, and streets echoing with a mix of Seychellois Creole, English, and French. Yet venture beyond the city, and Mahé reveals its wild side. The island's interior is cloaked in tropical rainforest. Trails wind across peaks and down to hidden coves. The Morne Seychellois National Park protects endemic plants and rare birds, such as the Seychelles blue pigeon and the Seychelles bulbul. Hikers ascending Mont Blanc or Copalia are rewarded with panoramic views of cocooned bays and distant sister islands. Along the coast, Bouvalan Beach, long stretches of sand backed by palms, is a hub for water sports, snorkeling, and vibrant beach life. But just beyond, tucked away in bays few visit, lie tranquil pockets of sand where you might find yourself alone with only waves and shade. To truly feel the romance of Seychelles, you must cross to Praslin and La Digue. On Praslin, discover Vallée de Mai, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, sometimes called the Garden of Eden. Towering coco de mer palms, with their famous double-lobed nuts, grow in ancient groves, under which shy black parrots, the Vallée de Mai's endemic Seychelles black parrot, flit among the foliage. Walking those mossy paths, you'd think you've stepped into a primordial world. Then there's Anse Lazio and Anse Georgette, two of the world's most celebrated beaches. Powdery white sand, vivid blue water, granite boulders framing the scene. They draw travelers from across the planet. From Praslin, a short ferry or island hopper brings you to La Digue, where the pace slows even further. There are almost no cars here. The bicycle is king. Ride past old colonial houses, giant granite formations, fields of palms. Stop at Anse Source, perhaps the most photographed beach in Seychelles, where the boulders, the shallows, and the palms compose a living artwork.
Seychelles is a biodiversity treasure chest. On land, there are many endemic species, plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth. Forests host giant cinnamon, takamaka, and other island specialists. On islands like Silhouette and Cuisine, conservation efforts protect endangered species like the Seychelles sheath-tailed bat and Aldabra rail. But where Seychelles truly dazzles is underwater. Coral reefs fringe many islands, forming kaleidoscopic gardens of life. Snorkelers and divers will see colorful reef fish, sea cucumbers, moray eels, and, if lucky, manta rays, nurse sharks, even whale sharks in the deeper waters. Turtle nesting is a sacred, delicate ritual. Islands like Aride and Cuisine are protected seabird and turtle sanctuaries. Gentle giant sea turtles haul themselves onto the beaches under moonlight, deposit eggs, and vanish again into the deep. Perhaps the most dramatic marine presence is around Aldabra Atoll in the far reaches of the archipelago. It's the world's largest raised coral atoll and a UNESCO site. Here, giant tortoises roam freely, and marine life flourishes with minimal human interference. Seychellois culture is a beautiful tapestry woven from African, French, Indian, Chinese, and English threads. The local language, Seychellois Creole, or Creole Seychellois, is a unifying bond for the population. Most people also speak English and French, a reflection of colonial legacies. Music is central to Creole life. You'll hear the beat of soukous, sega, mutia, rhythms born of dance, history, and resistance. Festivals like Seychelles Creole Festival, celebrated annually, bring the islands alive with music, dance, poetry, food, and craft. Creole cuisine is a celebration of ocean and spice. Fish and seafood, often freshly caught, are cooked in coconut milk, chili, garlic, ginger, and fresh herbs. Dishes like grilled octopus, La Digue, a sweet dessert of banana or breadfruit and coconut milk, shark curry, and bat curry speak to the island's resourcefulness and traditions. Fresh tropical fruit, pineapple, breadfruit, papaya, add sweetness and brightness to meals. Family and community matter deeply. Many Seychellois live in tight-knit communities where sharing is natural and hospitality is heartfelt. In small villages across Mahe, Praslin, La Digue, and the outer islands, life moves close to nature's rhythms: tide, wind, fruiting seasons, fishing cycles. But this paradise is fragile. The Seychelles faces existential threats: climate change, sea level rise, coral bleaching, invasive species, overfishing, and rising human pressures from tourism. Sea level rise and coastal erosion are real risks for low-lying islands. Coral reefs, already vulnerable globally, suffer from warming oceans and acidification. Some native forests and plant communities are threatened by invasive species like cinnamon trees or rats, which prey on eggs and disrupt ecosystems. Yet conservation is not passive here. It is part of how Seychelles sees its future. The government and NGOs are ambitious. Protected marine parks, reforestation programs, invasive species eradication, coral reef restoration, and strict fishing regulations are all in place. Islands like Cuisine, Aride, Bird, and Dennis are operated as strict nature reserves. On Cuisine Island, for instance, the Seychelles Islands Foundation has restored habitat and reintroduced species, turning it into one of the world's best-managed bird and turtle sanctuaries. Seychelles also positions itself as a pioneer of sustainable tourism. Eco-lodges, renewable energy projects, plastic bans, and carbon offset programs. The goal is to preserve while sharing, protecting while inspiring. Most visitors arrive via Seychelles International Airport on Mahe, with flights from hubs like Dubai, Addis Ababa, Nairobi, and European gateways. To hop between islands, you'll use ferries, fast catamarans, or light aircraft. For instance, Blue Safari offers inter-island transfers. Airlines like Air Seychelles connect to Praslin. La Digue is reached by ferry from Praslin. On the smaller islands, you may travel by boat or even small chartered aircraft.
Once on an island, transport is limited. On Mahe and Praslin, there are taxis and buses. On La Digue, bicycles and ox carts are the norm. Many lodges will pick up guests by boat or shuttle. Best time to visit is tricky. Seychelles is warm year-round, but rainfall is seasonal. The calmer, drier months tend to be April, May, October, November. The shoulder months bring fewer crowds and vibrant seas for snorkeling, while July, August are trade wind months with stronger winds, good for sailing. December to March is wetter and more humid. Travel light, Bring reef-friendly sunscreen, insect repellent, and good snorkeling gear, though many lodges provide them. Respect local culture. Dress modestly off beaches. Ask permission for photographing people. Support local businesses and artisans. Stay in eco-friendly lodges that invest in conservation. Try to visit less touristed islands or take guided nature walks to learn about ecology and history. Book ahead for ferries, especially in peak season. Be flexible with schedules. Boats and small aircraft are more vulnerable to weather. Don't expect big cities or nightlife. Seychelles is about nature, silence, and subtle luxury. It's the feeling you get when you step off the boat and hear only waves and birds. It's the way palm fronds whisper in trade winds, the sparkle of sunlight dancing in shallow reefs, the scent of salt and green forest after rain. It's the gracious handshake, the Creole laughter, the pride in preserving natural legacies for future generations. Here, luxury is not glitzy hotels or flashy attractions. It's remoteness, serenity, authenticity. It's listening to the sea at night, waking to birds, walking barefoot over sand as soft as sugar. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the Seychelles. If this dream of blue oceans, wild forests, and soulful islands has stirred you, please like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me, which Seychelles island would you most want to visit? If you found this inspiring, watch next our videos on Madagascar's wild beauty or island hopping across the Indian Ocean. Links in the description and at the end screen. Until next time, may your wanderlust guide you to hidden shores.